वेलकम इन दिस ब्यूटीफुल सेशन। हम लोग इस पार्ट में लगभग 35 से 40 मिनट के अराउंड जो स्पीच है वो सुनेंगे, देखेंगे, और जहाँ तक संभव हो सकेगा उसे कोशिश करिएगा कि अपनी डेली लाइफ में, अपने विचारों में इसको उतारते भी रहिएगा, ताकि आपको ये हेल्प कर सके, फायदा पहुंचा सके। और काफ़ी बड़ी स्पीच है ये, लगभग मुझे लगता है शायद 1.5 घंटे के आसपास की रही होगी, तो इसको 3 पार्ट में करेंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, क्योंकि फिर बहुत ज़्यादा अगर एक साथ कर लेंगे तो बोरिंग हो जाएगा, और ज़्यादा बड़ा लेक्चर एक साथ में शूट करके और उसको रेंडर कर पाना थोड़ा टफ ही रहता है। तो इस पार्ट में हम लोग लगभग 35 मिनट के अराउंड करने वाले हैं, और नेक्स्ट पार्ट में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। तो शुरू करते हैं फिर।
So the health of your mind, coming back to the topic, the health of the mind is so important, because the health of the mind will give you the health of your identity. Unless you have a healthy mind, you will never have a healthy identity. And this is more important, because I leave you as judges. You decide whether you agree with me or not. Just as Mukesh Pai said earlier very clearly, that more important than education, more important than position, and more important than wealth, or any achievement you can make in this whole world, the health and the stability of your mind is more important. I'll give you an example, very simple. Just suppose, imagine that you are not well, and you complain about chest pains. And then you come to me and say, Swamiji, can you show me the best and the most trusted cardiothoracic doctor? I need to talk to him. I need to visit him. Think about it seriously. Then I said, who do you want? He said, I want the trusted, the best in name, and the person who is successful. I said, sure. Obviously, I'm going to look for a special surgeon who has probably treated maybe all the heads of states in the world. You want the most trusted? Okay, money is no problem, fine. So you have a doctor who has degrees stuck on his wall, so many n numbers of degrees. Not only that, he has operated on maybe 40 different heads of the state, so you have photographs. So you have degrees, you have awards, you have photographs. And not only that, you have opinions of the patients who say and vouchsafe that he is the best cardiothoracic surgeon in the world. You'll agree? Fine. Once, while you are being wheeled into the operating theater because of your chest pain, and you know this doctor is going to operate, if the nurses just tell you that, sir, yesterday the doctor had a huge shock, his only son died, he's suffering from unstable mind, would you operate? Now tell me, those degrees are still there? The wall is still filled with the pictures? The opinions don't change, because he did operate on them, but will you get operated by him if he has an unstable mind? What is more important, your degrees, education, experience, or a stability of your mind? Then for God's sake, focus on it. If we believe that the stability of the mind is more important, go a step further. Yogiji Maharaj, the guru of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, was in Africa.
सबसे बड़े, सबसे अच्छे डॉक्टर से अपना ऑपरेशन करवाना चाहता है या उनसे ट्रीटमेंट चाहता है। अचानक आपको पता चलता है कि हाँ, वो जो डॉक्टर है ना, वो मेंटल स्टेबल नहीं है किसी कारण से, कोई शॉक हुआ है, कोई उसके बेटे का देहांत हो गया, ये उन्होंने बताया। अब क्या ऑपरेट करवाएंगे आप? डिग्रियां भी वही हैं, लोगों की ओपिनियन भी वही है कि बहुत अच्छे डॉक्टर हैं। क्या बदला? केवल स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ माइंड चेंज हुआ ना, और वो जो व्यक्ति था ऑपरेशन करने वाला, अब वो शायद स्टेबल नहीं है अपना काम करने में। तो सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? जो कुछ भी आपके पास है उन सब में सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ योर माइंड। तो अपने दिमाग पर, है ना, बेवजह की चीज़ों का जोर मत डालिए, है ना। और सक्सेस होना है, सच है, इसमें कोई वो नहीं है, पर हाँ, साथ साथ लाइफ भी जीनी है। बहुत सारे लोग जो है ना, वो इस तरह से बिहेव करते हैं जैसे कि सक्सेस नहीं मिलेगी तो जाने क्या हो जाएगा उनको। अरे, सक्सेस के मायने सबके लिए अलग अलग होते हैं। तो आपके लिए मायने क्या है ये मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, मेरे लिए मायने क्या है ये मैं जानता हूँ, और सबके लिए अलग अलग होते हैं ये भी मैं जानता हूँ। तो आप अपने बारे में सोचिए, कभी अपने साथ थोड़ा समय बिताइए और बैठिए, सोचिए कि क्या केवल कोई एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन ही आपके लिए सफलता के मायने हैं, वो जॉब हो सकता है, वो कोई लड़का हो सकता है, या कोई लड़की हो सकती है, या कोई थिंग हो सकती है, कुछ भी ऐसा हो सकता है। कोई भी एक चीज ये आपके लाइफ का हिस्सा तो हो सकती है, पर लाइफ नहीं हो सकती है। इस बात का ध्यान रखिए। और जो मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी है और जो मेंटल हेल्थ है, उसको मेंटेन करके रखना है हर हाल में, ये ध्यान रखना है।
And they went to a huge house, a multi-millionaire person whose house had maybe 25 to 30 rooms. Yogiji Maharaj, sanctified every room with petals and special holy water. Once when he came down into the last room, in the last room there was a cage. And on inside that cage there was a young boy who was on all fours, frothing from the mouth, getting angry, holding the bars of the cage and shaking it. Yogiji Maharaj was shocked and he asked the owner of the home, he said, why is this cage there? He said, let it be there. Yogiji Maharaj said, no, but why is Swami, this is my only son. He said, but why is he in a cage? He said, he has lost the stability of his mind. If he's outside, he bites us and hurts us. Then Yogiji Maharaj said, but he's your only son. He said, I know, he's my only son, but he doesn't know that he's my only son. Then Yogiji Maharaj said that all the wealth of this home, perhaps the servants are enjoying more than the only son and inheritor of the home. Stability of mind is more important than education, is more important than wealth, and is more important than position. When we were in England, we knew Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of England, she was considered as the Iron Lady. For 10 years, she ruled England. She set out policies for conservative. Don't think I'm conservative. But she set out policies for conservative government. And what happened at that time? When she dictated, Europe took notes. Now it's the other way around. Europe took notes when Maggie Thatcher, she dictated. Such was the power. She was known as the Iron Lady. You know what has become of her now? She's suffering from Parkinson's disease. She doesn't know what she says. The government has to set up a system to protect her privacy from the media. She doesn't meet anybody. Even if she meets, she cannot relate. I want to ask you, even the Prime Minister is nobody if you lose the stability of your mind. Nothing is more important in this world than the health of your mind. If you understand, then the part that I want to really open up the mind and serve what is so important, only then, otherwise we'll have great quotations, great thoughts, and great clapter. But think about it seriously. Believe that the stability of the mind is the most important. I'll go up a step further. Perhaps the most material country in this world, perhaps I've said, pure British way, so you can't catch me. British people always talk about apparent, perhaps, maybe, somehow, sometime, I'll try. Nothing really happens, but still I'm just trying to tell you, this is the way, but I'm telling you that perhaps the most materialistic country in the world is America. And we must, whether we like it or dislike it, we must also accept perhaps the most powerful country in the world is America. And so, the most powerful person in the world should be the American president. Bush has proved enough. The most powerful would be the American president, okay? Now think, it is only in the charter of the American government that they've put an insanity clause. You'll be surprised. They have put an insanity clause that the president, who's the most powerful person in the whole world, if at any time the vice president and cabinet can prove that he is insane or he has lost his emotional stability, by default the president would be removed. I think India should learn as well. It's important. The stability of the mind. The stability of the mind is the most powerful quality. If the most powerful nation of the world and the most powerful person of the world and the most powerful quality of that person is stability of mind and emotional stability, I think when India has so much wealth of this knowledge on this side, we should understand that the stability of the mind and emotions are going to be very important as we move ahead in life. And that is why our scriptures have said, Jitam Jagat Kena Manohiyena. Even after becoming the president of America and ruling the world, you still have to make a stable mind. Why don't we start doing it in our own homes? If that is still to be achieved, our scriptures have said, Jitam Jagat Kena Manohiyena. Then again, Plato has said, self-conquest is the greatest of all conquests. And to repeat the words of Mukesh Pai, he said, Victor Hugo had said, that bring on all the armies of the world. Bring on all the armies of the world. Attitude of a single man is more powerful than all the armies of the world. If you have the right attitude, you become more powerful. Coming back to the attitude of a single person becoming more powerful than all the armies of the world, in the Second World War, when Hitler, he had won the whole of Europe. Britain was no longer a challenge if you won Europe. If some country has won India, Sri Lanka is no challenge. I'm just giving you a simple comparison. So when Hitler, after 4 years of war, had won the whole of Europe, England, and Hitler also made a statement, soon in a week's time, Britain will have her neck ringed like a chicken. These were the words of Hitler, very clearly, because he could manage, he could manipulate, he could send threats, he could even revise the predictions of Nostradamus. This is what he did, you know, everything to make sure.
जिन लोगों को नहीं पता उन्हें मैं बता देता हूँ कि नास्ट्रेडमस ने वर्ल्ड लेवल पर काफ़ी सारी भविष्यवाणियाँ की हैं। उनके बारे में वो बात कर रहे हैं कि जो हिटलर था वो अपने प्रोपागेंडा में ये चीज़ भी बोला करता था कि नास्ट्रेडमस ने भविष्यवाणी की थी पूरे यूरोप को एक पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति जो है ना वो रूल करेगा। पूरी दुनिया के बारे में उन्होंने भविष्यवाणियाँ की हैं। तो बहुत सारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको क्या प्रॉब्लम है कि इंग्लिश में उनको बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें अंडरस्टैंड नहीं हो पाती, समझ नहीं पाते वो, या लैंग्वेज में थोड़ा इशू है उनको। तो उनके लिए मैं बता देता हूँ कि आप याद रखिएगा, जब आप किसी स्पीच को बार बार सुनते हैं और वो भी जो बहुत सिंपल वे में समझाई गई हो, इंटरेस्टिंग हो, जिससे आप रिलेट कर पाओ और आपके काम की भी हो, तो बार बार सुनने से आपकी लैंग्वेज भी ठीक होगी। और साथ ही साथ सबसे जो महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ होगी वो ये कि आप जो मेंटल, कभी हर व्यक्ति को प्रॉब्लम होती है, ये मत सोचिए कि मुझे नहीं होती है या मुझे नहीं हो सकती है। समय ऐसा आता है कि कई बार लोग परेशान हो जाते हैं, तो उसमें भी आपको ये हेल्प करेगा और साथ ही साथ लैंग्वेज इंप्रूव करने में तो हेल्प करेगा। ये मैंने स्टार्ट एक स्टूडेंट के कहने पे ही किया, क्योंकि वो बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान था। तो मैंने हालांकि उसको वीडियो सजेस्ट किया था, तो उसने कहा कि नहीं मुझे अच्छा लगा, बहुत बहुत अच्छा था। फिर कई सारे बच्चों की कभी कभार कंप्लेंट आई जाती है या इस बारे में बात कर ही देते हैं, तो एक पूरा लेक्चर करके इसको डाल देता हूँ मैं, ताकि आप आराम से इस तक पहुँच सको, और जो कि बहुत हेल्पफुल भी होने वाला है। और हाँ, लैंग्वेज सीखने के लिए भी हेल्पफुल हो जाएगा आपके लिए, दोनों बातें। नास्ट्रेडमस के बारे में मैंने बता दिया है कि ये इन्होंने बहुत सारी भविष्यवाणियां की थी डिफरेंट कंट्रीज के बारे में, डिफरेंट जो क्षेत्र है उनके बारे में। तो उनकी बात कर रहे थे कि वो उनकी धमकियों का भी सहारा लेता था प्रोपेगेंडा के तौर पर।
So that Hitler, his machinery won. When the Germans sent all their bombers, the Beatles, and when 80% of England or London was afire, burning, people were helter-skelter, we say that England won the Second World War not because they had better armies, better armaments, or because they were hard fighting. It was because of Churchill's single man's attitude. He gave the symbol V for victory not after India won the 2020. He gave this symbol when 80% of London was burning, and he said, "We for victory. We will fight in the air, we'll fight in the seas, we'll fight on land, we'll fight with our spirit, toil, sweat, blood and tears. We'll fight till we live, but England shall will." Is because of one man's attitude that the Second World War was won. Attitude is bigger than all the armies of the world put together. And again, do you think it was just non-violence that drove the British?
एक चीज़ मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, ये याद रखिएगा कि अगर किसी व्यक्ति का एटीट्यूड है जो बहुत ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव है, प्रभावशाली है, इसका मतलब ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं है कि वो बहुत अच्छा इंसान है, नहीं। ये एटीट्यूड तो बहुत अच्छा, आप देखेंगे कि हिटलर का भी था। वो पूरी दुनिया को कन्कर करना चाहता था, यूरोप को, और उसने किया काफी हद तक, तो उसके पास एटीट्यूड तो था ही ना। उसी तरीके से विंस्टन चर्चिल के पास भी एटीट्यूड था। उन्होंने रोका इंग्लैंड को जीत लेने से, जर्मन को। पर एक बात है कि जो विंस्टन चर्चिल है ना, वो बहुत अच्छे व्यक्ति नहीं थे। उसका मैं रीजन बता देता हूँ, नहीं आप कोई इसको गलत सेंस में लेके जाओ। कि बंगाल फेमाइन हुआ था, 30-35 लाख लोग मारे गए उसमें। तो बहुत सारे लोग जब मारे जा रहे थे, कारण था उसका जो सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर थी, उसमें सारी सारी सप्लाईज जो थी ना, वो ट्रांसफर कर दी गई थी भारत से ब्रिटेन की ओर, यूरोप की ओर। तो उसमें क्या हुआ था कि जो कंसर्न अधिकारी थे, कुछ भारत में अच्छे बुरे लोग हर जगह होते ना, तो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट में कुछ ऐसे अधिकारी थे जिन्होंने ये लिखा विंस्टन चर्चिल को कि यहाँ पर बहुत सारे 30 से 35 लाख लोग मारे जा चुके हैं, बहुत लोग मर रहे हैं, भूख से मर रहे हैं, और आप सप्लाई जो है ना उसको रोक दीजिए, और अकाल पड़ा हुआ है पूरे भारत में। तो विंस्टन चर्चिल ने बदले में एक पत्र लिखा उन्हीं अधिकारियों को। उस पत्र में उन्होंने एक लाइन लिखी थी, इसमें ये लिखा हुआ था, वाई हैजंट गांधी डाइड येट, कि जब इतने 35 लाख लोग मर गए तो गांधी क्यों नहीं मरा अब तक। तो ये बात विंस्टन चर्चिल के द्वारा कही गई थी। विंस्टन चर्चिल ही वो व्यक्ति है जिसने महात्मा गांधी को अर्धनग्न फकीर बोला था, ठीक है। तो ये मत अज्यूम कर लेना कि किसी व्यक्ति का अगर एटीट्यूड प्रभावशाली है तो व्यक्ति अच्छा ही होगा। एटीट्यूड का मतलब क्या होता है कि जो आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं ना, उसमें आप कैसे हैं, कितने कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, क्या आप इतना पर्सनालिटी आपकी प्रभावशाली है, आपकी जो थॉट्स हैं इतने प्रभावशाली हैं कि लोगों को अपने साथ जोड़ सकते हैं, आपकी तरीके से सोचने पर मजबूर कर सकते हैं, क्या इस तरह के हैं। ये सारी सारी चीजें जो है ना वो एटीट्यूड के माध्यम से बनती हैं। तो विंस्टन चर्चिल मेरे हिसाब से अच्छे व्यक्ति नहीं थे वो। और बाकी आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए। हाँ, चूंकि सामने बात आती है और हिस्ट्री में फैक्ट क्लियर कर होने चाहिए, फैक्ट क्लियर करते रहिए बार बार, ताकि जो स्टूडेंट देख रहे हैं ना वो कहीं ना कहीं विंस्टन चर्चिल को कुछ बहुत अच्छा व्यक्ति न मान लें, ये ध्यान रखना है।
Away from India? It was the attitude of Mahatma Gandhi, not just non-violence. Mahatma Gandhi, you know why he was powerful? He decided that I'll just live in these threadbare clothes. Bring me one man. Even now, even philosophers who believe in Gandhi are ready to live a life that he did. One man's attitude could win the war. One man's attitude could push away the empire. It's very important that if we try and develop the attitude, the whole nation casts an attitude around a powerful man's attitude. But then you'll tell me, Swami, how does this affect me? Well, it does. Our scriptures have said that mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. The attitude of the mind. Our scriptures have clearly said the attitude of the human mind, it decides whether you are bound or you are set free. Your mind can create limitations for you, and your mind can break those limitations. This is the secret that our scriptures have given us. We can custom design.
ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। जैसे आपने देखे होंगे कुछ कोटेशंस हैं जो इंडिया में बहुत फेमस हैं कि आप तब तक नहीं हारते हैं जब तक आप गिव अप नहीं कर देते हैं। जैसे ही आपने गिव अप किया उसी क्षण आप हार जाते हैं। तो याद रखना, ब्रेन में इतनी पावर है, अगर ब्रेन चाहे, माइंड आपका चाहे, तो वो आपको कभी हारने नहीं दे। व्यक्ति जब तक मेंटली प्रिपेयर रहता है ना, वो कभी नहीं हारता है। तो आप केवल तभी हारते हैं जब आप मेंटली गिव अप कर देते हैं। सो एक बड़े अच्छा लाइन मैंने कहीं पढ़ी थी, यू नेवर नो हाउ क्लोज यू आर, सो नेवर गिव अप। आपको कभी नहीं पता होता आप मंजिल के कितने करीब हैं, तो इसलिए कभी अपना वे, अपना पाथ, उसको छोड़िए नहीं, कंटिन्यूअसली अटेम्प्ट करते रहिए।
Of custom designing, we can custom design the environment that we want to live in. You know, as you see the world as it moves in, we will custom design things. Just as when Duryodhan was asked in Mahabharata that what is the world like? And Duryodhan said, there is not a single good soul in this world. Because he was bad. And when Yudhishthir was asked the same question, what is this world like? And Yudhishthir said, there is not a single bad soul in the world. because Yudhishthir was good.
Good.
So don't you complain to me that others are bad. I will decide that you are bad. It's very important. Forget about complaining. Try and accommodate and adjust and create a world that you can progress in. Once in a train, when a rich man and his wife, they entered a compartment, and there are other passengers sitting in the train. And this lady, she was rich, and rich have this habit of letting people know they are rich. Not just by their garments, but by also their attitude. She came into the compartment, she started complaining the light is not right, the curtains are not good, the seat is stinking. And then ultimately, after she was exhausted from the inside of the compartment, she took on the nature. Oh, the sun is not shining, the clouds are too thick. She can't do anything about it. You know, oh, there are no birds in the fields, look at them, how dirty. She kept on and on and on. Just to bring a change to the environment, the passenger opposite, he asked, okay, let me try and just bring a change. He asked the man, the rich man, he said, sir, you know, may I know what do you do? And the man said, you know, we are both in the manufacturing industry, me and my wife. He said, what do you manufacture? Soap. He said, what about your wife? Okay, she manufactures her own unhappiness. You understand that you have the ability to set up industries and industries, okay? And you can continue to manufacture your own unhappiness so far as if you are not aware.
क्रिटिसाइज करना, आलोचना करना बड़ी कॉमन थिंग है. पीपल एंजॉय इट, लोगों को मजा आता है इसमें. पर हाँ, आलोचना की जानी चाहिए. एक समालोचना होता है शब्द हिंदी में, मतलब जहां आवश्यकता हो वहां आलोचना करिए आप. हर वक्त आलोचना करना ठीक नहीं है. अगर कोई व्यक्ति हर समय आलोचना करता है तो आप यकीन मानिए इसकी तुलना केवल ऐसे व्यक्ति से की जा सकती है. व्यक्ति से क्या इस तरह से की जा सकती है, एक मक्खी है सपोज करो, वो सारा सुंदर शरीर छोड़कर कहाँ बैठे गई, केवल घाव में बैठती है. तो जो बहुत आलोचना करते हैं, सारा दिन आलोचना करते रहते हैं, ऐसे लोगों को एक मक्खी से ही तुलना करिए आप. होता है कई बार आपको आलोचना करने की आवश्यकता पड़ती है, करनी पड़ती है, करना भी चाहिए. मान लो कोई व्यक्ति है, उसने आपका कोई अधिकार है जो आपको मिलना चाहिए था वो नहीं मिला, नहीं दे रहा है, तो उसकी आलोचना कीजिए. अगर कोई बहुत बड़ा अधिकार नहीं है तो शायद आलोचना करने की आवश्यकता भी नहीं. हाँ, पर उससे थोड़ा किनारा कर लीजिए. कारण है क्योंकि वो बार बार आपके साथ ऐसा गलत काम ना कर सके. ये तो ध्यान रखना है ना कि एक बार आप अगर आपने कोई चीज फेस की है, आपको बुरा लगा कि मेरा ये अधिकार था, मुझे मिलना चाहिए पर नहीं मिला, तो वो जो पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति ने जिसने आपका अधिकार छीना, उसे थोड़ा सा किनारा कर लो. उसको बुरा भला मत कहो. क्यों अपने आप को हार्म करो? ये उसकी प्रॉब्लम है, उसने आपके अधिकारों को मारा है और ऐसा नहीं है, ये उसकी अपनी प्रॉब्लम है. अगर आपको खुश रहना है तो, और अदरवाइज लोग लड़ते हैं, झगड़ते हैं, दुनिया भर की बातें होती हैं. अब सोचो भगवान राम, शाम को पता था कि हाँ कल राज्याभिषेक होगा, थोड़ी देर बाद जानकारी आई कि नहीं बन जाना है. उन्होंने नहीं कहा वी विल फाइट फॉर आवर राइट, नहीं, उन्होंने कहा कि हम अपने अधिकारों के लिए लड़ेंगे, नहीं बोला उन्होंने. उन्होंने क्या किया? उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किया उसको. तो मेरा सोचने का तरीका फिलहाल ये है, आपका कुछ और भी हो सकता है, सबका अलग अलग हो सकता है, पर कोशिश करिए कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव रहें. यही जो है ना वो आपको बहुत दूर तक लेकर जाएगा और आप खुश भी रहेंगे. दोनों बातें हैं.
So ultimately, if you create an attitude around you, it is going to affect. A step further than that, the attitude and the fears and emotions can affect your body. One experiment which I've read in a scientific journal, they took a prisoner voluntarily, and they were experimenting on him because he was sentenced to death. They put him in a room. They first searched what is his fear in his mind. He hated snakes. And they put him in a dark room and then just created sounds of snakes. And slowly, slowly, as if a black cobra is coming by, and that said that your death penalty is to be done by a cobra biting you. He was resigned to it anyway. Slowly, the sounds and everything, there was no real snake. And after the sounds and feel and everything, they took 2 pins and just pricked his forefinger twice, as if the snake has bitten him. This man went into such a shock because his mind created everything. He could feel the snake, he could think of the snake, he could feel it approaching, he could feel the sound, and when his forefinger was bitten, he died. But you know what happened? When they did the post-mortem, they found out that when a real snake bites you, and the venom which creates the toxins in your body, the same toxins were created by his body inside his own body. Your mind
Very powerful.
is not just limited to a simple attitude of manufacturing unhappiness. It can go further and further, which can also create such miseries for your body as well. Dr. Bernie Siegel, he writes very clearly that I started thinking, he's an oncologist, and he says that when I was passing through my hospital, cancer, I ticked off certain patients who were supposed to die in a week, and certain patients who I will treat in a month. I got shocked when I found out that the patients who were supposed to die started living, and the patients who were supposed to live started dying. He said there is something more than the medicine I'm giving them which is affecting them. And then he writes, the biggest thing I learned from my patient is never to use the word terminal patient. Nobody is destined to die. There is no such disease that can always make sure that you die. He said, I have come to a conclusion that there are only two types of patients, those who wish to live and those who wish to die. Yaad rakjo. It's a very critical thing that your attitude does not just affect the way you live, it also affects the way you die. It covers the entire spectrum, and that is why even the modern science and the future is slowly shifting focus towards the health of the mind. WHO, World Health Organization, has published a recent report, but it's not such a nice report to talk about. They say by 2020, depression will be the single most biggest disease of our whole humanity.
My God.
Now I ask the doctors, how many fields will you create? Because that will also give you money. Treating so many people. Depression will become, the health of the mind will become the greatest concern for the future of mankind. Then in that report they write, they say that suicide is a tragic problem. Every year 1 million to 1.5 million people commit suicide. Still listen. Then they write, worldwide more people die from suicide. More people die from suicide than all the homicides, terror attacks, and wars put together.
Oh my God.
We are trying to spend so much energies on stopping terror. So much, you can see the budgets of all the world in trying to stop wars. And on one end, we have people who are perfectly safe and happy, so-called, and they commit suicide. The third figure that they brought out, which is more shocking, that 1 million succeed while 20 million attempt. Let this figure sink in your mind. If 20 million, now don't think it's a distant thing. Till now we were thinking that bombs were only things that went off in Palestine. Now Ahmedabad, Akshardham. You know, we know that everything is at our doorstep. All these things, if we feel that no, our children, our people will never think of this, don't be too sure. Because as we move ahead, that this is the thing that the world is moving to. But at the same time, I also want to give you the good news. You might feel, yes, the world is moving towards that difficulty of the mind, the problems of the mind, the health of the mind. But the good news is that one of the greatest psychologists, William James, of our time, he has written, he says that the greatest discovery of this age is that man can change his life by changing the attitude of his mind. It isn't that you can't do anything about it. If you so choose and if you so decide, we can change this entire scenario of the world. Your home, yourself, your life, and the world put together. But I'll also tell you that you'll tell us, Swamiji, you are sadhus. Okay? Maybe you also think that we have more relaxed life than you. You may be right, maybe not. But I'm telling you that all the sadhus who are talking to you in this whole week, They have no selfish interest. It is not whether you believe me or trust me or you follow me. No, 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 no. I'm asking you to follow your own mind and follow your own heart. Just as I had talked before that there were workouts, systems, and exercises for the body, I have come up with a couple of ideas which are not read from books, but something which I felt that I can share with you. Because also understand that nobody is an expert on anything. If somebody says, I am the expert,
He's not.
be sure he's not. Because we live in a world where it's all consultants, experts. Everybody creates a niche for themselves, you know. You get doctors who are specialists on just the right ear and not the left. There are, okay, just the right ear and not the left. But so I'm saying specialists, consultants. Just by the way, I'll just share this idea with you. It's nothing to do with this topic, but I'm just reminded spontaneously. Okay, we live in a world of experts, but be very careful and wary. What happened once in America, I had read this recently, that's why I'm sharing this with you. Once in America, there was a man in a cattle farm, a simple farmer. He had his cattle. And suddenly, a suited, booted executive with a briefcase, proper, tied, everything, he came in. And then he said to that, farmer, they said, hey, howdy, farmer. He said, yes, sir, what do you want? He said, if I can tell you the exact number of cows and bulls you have in your farm, will you give me a free calf? The farmer said, he said, if I can tell you the exact numbers of cows and bulls you have and the milk that you produce, will you give me a calf for free? The farmer said, okay. This man, he opened up his laptop. We live in a world of experts. He opened up his laptop, then connected it with the satellite, fed in information somewhere in Germany. It tuned up to the satellite stopped, took the picture of that farm, analyzed the dots. Through those dots, the computer analyzed that this fat dot and this thin dot, it all made sense that this many number of cows, this many number of bulls. Within about 1 hour, 1,000-page report came out from his printer. This may happen to you as well, listen carefully. 1,000-page report came out, and suddenly that man, he went to that farmer, he said, hey, look, in this farm, you have 554 cattle. 300 are bulls, 254 are cows. Right or wrong? He said, right. And you produce about 4,000 liters of milk every day. Right or wrong? He said, right. He said, I told you, now give me a calf. This farmer then told him, he said, if I can tell you who you are, will you give my calf back? And that man said, okay, you tell me that you are the representative of the local political party. This man said, how did you know? He said, because firstly, you asked a question which I did not ask. You raised a question which I did not ask. Shanti thi samajho? You raised a question which I did not ask. You asked a question which I did not have. I already knew. You gave me an answer which I already knew. You asked a question which I did not ask. You gave me an answer which I already knew. And you want to get paid about it. Okay? And you don't know a damn thing about calves because give me my dog back. This man had given a dog to this expert who didn't even know what a cow is. You will get experts like this. If somebody tells you in this world that he's an expert, be careful. Nothing for any consultant, don't worry, because you have your job. But I'm just trying to say here that I am no expert on attitudes. Mukesh Bhai lovingly, constantly gives me just one topic, attitude. That is his love for me. But I am no expert. So, but I have thought of a couple of things which can help you practically when you go home. Yes, we want to take care of our health of the mind. We want to take care of the health of the identity. We want to be positive in our lives. What should we do? Simple logic is, when you go to a normal doctor for the body, apart from medicine, now he also prescribes a diet. And then he'll say, okay, you said, doc, I eat every day anyway. He said, you eat, but eat different. Then the doctor will tell you, okay, you walk twice a day. He said, but doc, I walk every day. I've been walking since I was born. He said, you walk, but walk different. You know, walk briskly, 20 minutes at a time, not walk just loitering around. Yes, we've been walking all our life, but walk different. Tomorrow, I believe, Adhyatmananda Swami will be telling you, you breathe. Yes, we've been breathing since we were born, but breathe different. Because it's the same things that you are doing, just do them differently. Today, I've come to tell you, since you were born until you die, you are going to think, but think different. That is going to bring a change in the world you live in. Walk, but walk different. Eat, but eat different. Breathe, but breathe different. Think, but think different. Because attitudes are the products of your thought. And if you change the way you think, you will be able to change the attitudes that you have. How, you'll tell me? Even some of these people in the audience, you know, some will argue. He says, Swamiji, look, I will decide when I need to think different. Such people are necessary. You know, they're very important, and they also form, because God has no challenge. We need guys to challenge God as well. But ultimately, he'll say, no, Swami, I live in a free world. Don't force me. Let me decide to think in my own way. I'll decide, I'll choose when to change. Don't force me. This is a free world. But then again, I'm asking, think different. I'm just giving you a thought. If you like it, accept it. If you don't, dump it. I'm asking you that we live in a free world, correct? Yes or no? We live in a free world? Okay. Now, why are you so careful? I'm not going to, this is not an exam. We live in a free world. It's a democratic world, okay? But if we live in a free world and we are free to choose anything and everything, but I want to remind you, some of the closest things to your life, you have not been able to choose. Yes, you can choose the size of your shoe. Yes, you can choose the color of your shirt. But that doesn't matter. Some of the closest things in your life and which are close to your heart, you have no choice whatsoever. You have accepted. First, what about your birth date? Did you choose your birth date?
No.
You celebrate it every year, but did you choose it? You've accepted it and you are celebrating it. Did you choose your name? Sunil Bhai. But I know you love it. You have no choice. You didn't choose the closest things to your life. You didn't choose your birth date. You didn't choose your name. Did you choose your parents? Did your parents choose you? I think they didn't have a choice. You didn't choose your parents didn't choose you. Did you choose your brothers or sisters? No. Most of our problems arise from our family, brothers, sisters, and relatives. Have you chosen them? We can't even choose our neighbors. India hasn't chosen Pakistan. We can't choose our neighbors, I'm trying to tell you. If you buy a house in a good locality, anybody can become your neighbor. We can't even choose our neighbors. Go a step ahead. We cannot even choose the color of our skin. Some people are unhappy with their height. They feel 5'5" is not fine. But
इस पर बात कर लेते हैं.
moving ahead.
बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो हाइट को लेकर टेंशन में रहते हैं कि मेरी हाइट कम है. कोई अपने कलर को लेकर के रहता है.
If doctors feel they can,
इस पर बात कर लेते हैं. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं ना जो कुछ अपने हाइट को लेकर के टेंशन में रहते हैं. कहते हैं मामला बहुत सीरियस है. मुझे याद आ गया. तो या बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो हाइट को लेकर के बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स फील करते हैं. कुछ कलर को लेकर करते हैं, कुछ जो है ना वो अपनी कास्ट को लेकर करते हैं. तो कॉम्प्लेक्स होने की आवश्यकता नहीं है बहुत ज्यादा. ये कोई बहुत बड़ा इशू नहीं है. जो चीजें आप, मैंने बोला ना कि बहुत सारी चीजें जो है ना लाइफ में आप बदल नहीं सकते, उनको आपको एज इट इज एक्सेप्ट करना ही होता है. जितने अच्छे से आप एक्सेप्ट करेंगे उतना ही अच्छा आपके लिए रहेगा, उतना ही अच्छा एटीट्यूड आप जनरेट कर पाओगे अपने लिए. स्वामी जी भी सेम बात कह रहे हैं कि बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी हैं जो कि हम लोग चूज नहीं करते. तो हमारे पास कोई विकल्प कहाँ बचता है फिर एक्सेप्ट करने के अलावा? कोई विकल्प है हमारे पास? नहीं है. तो ज्यादा सीरियस मत हो, चूज करो इसे.
Your disease, then no eye surgeon should have glasses. I've seen most wearing glasses. Gastroenterologist should not have acidity. Cardiothoracic surgeon should not need a bypass. If doctors can cure and we could choose disease, we can't even choose disease. Some of the closest things that dictate the joy and sorrow of our life, we have no choice whatsoever. Go a step ahead, we cannot even choose the intellect. We cannot choose the mind. And we cannot even choose the country we are born in. Suppose the US soldier who is fighting in Iraq or in Afghanistan, suppose the US soldier who is fighting in Afghanistan, hating the Afghans, he dies. He dies hating the Afghans. And by law of reincarnation, if he's born in Afghanistan, he begins his day hating US. What a world. I'm just trying to tell you, what a world. Go home and think of certain things later on. It will still affect you. What a world. I'm just trying to say there are so many things we can't choose, and we still say we live in a free world. There is only one thing that we can choose, which Mukesh Pai outlined, is the way we look at the world. You have no choice over your brothers and family members, your systems, the way you live, but the way you look at that life. The attitude you form because of that life. And if you feel, Bruce Lee felt that his 1 foot short was shorter by half an inch. He didn't complain. He utilizes to become one of the best Kung Fu experts in the whole world. So ultimately, if you can choose the attitude right, you can program yourself and you can become much, much stronger. So you can program the weather of your mind. You'll be able to control the atmosphere of your home. And you'll be in charge of the environment of your world around you. Try and program the weather of your mind. Go home and be a little different. So the 3 steps, very quickly, I want to put forward before you. That first is to empty your mind. For a positive attitude and a healthy mind, empty your mind. It's a big struggle, huh? Even I tell you that you throw away the old things from your home, you'll create a bundle, then your wife says, but we do need them at all, so you'll put them back. You try it this time, don't tell them I said it. But you go home and try it, you said, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, and suddenly you feel, I need all of them. It's so difficult to even get rid of things which really remain as obstacles in our house. We can't even empty our homes. What about emptying our mind? If you can empty your mind of negative emotions, you'll have such a different world. One example which is very close at my heart, and that example is of a little boy. He comes home and he tells his mom and dad that, I have been selected in the annual celebration of the school. The parents said, yeah, but what do you have to do? He said, I have to go to practice every evening, 4 o'clock. Then you pick me up at 5. There's a 1-hour practice. The parents were so happy, my child selected as one of the few in the annual day function. So they were praising him home, left, right, and center. After the annual day was over, the child came running home and said, Mom, Dad. He said, what? He said, I had such a great time. He said, but what did you do in the annual day? He said, I had a 1-hour role to play, 1 hour. He said, what? He said, some of my friends had only role of 5 minutes. Some had 10 minutes. Some had 15 minutes, and I had a full 1 hour. Mom and Dad said, so what did you have to do? He said, my friend, he spoke. Another friend, he sang. Another participated in a drama. He said, what did you do? He said, my role was to sit in the audience and just clap, clap, clap. And I had the best time of the world.
Very good.
Here,
Attitude.
the
Positive
child
thinking.
was so exuberant with joy because he felt clapping was also an important part of life. Most positive and no negative attitude. He was not in competition with anybody. He did not know the difference between the stage and the audience. He did not know the prejudice between this and that. But he became happy and happier, but his parents became miserable and miserable. Because sometimes parents need to learn more from their children. We live in a world of competition. We live in a world of proving ourselves. And the adult mind is filled with prejudice, hatred, and reservations that we cannot empty our mind of negative emotions. The child was happy. So ultimately, I'm asking you that if you can empty your mind of negative emotions, what can happen? So just as we clean our homes, we go back and clean our desks. The women in our homes, they have to clean the refrigerator every week. નીકળશે ને પાણીમાં દાળની વાસ આવે અને છાશમાં મરચાની. And you say, what's going on? You know, especially flavored chas beats the fridge. You know, but ultimately, we need to make sure that things remain constantly clean. Then what about emptying and cleaning your mind of negative emotions? Krishna, he says the first updesh he gives to Arjun. When Arjun tells Krishna that Siddhanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishusyati, Roma harshascha jajayate brahmativa cha me manaha. I don't want to fight. I feel weak. My mouth is dry. My mind is spinning. I just don't want to fight. Krishna does not, he's not like the local physiotherapist. He's okay, your hands are shaking, okay, I'll give you a massage. Here, take a glass of water, relax. Nothing like that. Krishna says one most important thing, he says, Klebhyam masma gamaha partha nai tretat upapadyate. Shudra radaya dorbalyam tyaktva tistha parantapa. He said, fool, get up. Get rid of the cowardice in your heart and begin to do your duty. Empty your mind from cowardice and empty your mind from negative thoughts. The biggest fear Krishna saw in Arjun, he said he has got into a negative mode. And I'll tell you, just as the mind is so powerful in the positive mode, it is even more powerful in the negative mode. So he said, empty your mind right now. Then Arjun keeps on arguing. He keeps on arguing. Krishna says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. He said, from your mind, leave all the desires. This is true or not, just leave everything. And he says, Atmanyeva atmanah tusta, stita pragnos tadochyate. If you are fulfilled, steady in your heart, in your own soul, you will be balanced. Still, Arjun keeps arguing. He said, no, but I think of this, I think of that. Come out from this thinking process. It's a cycle. You need to come out. And he said, no, then Krishna explains, this is very important. What thinking can do, Krishna says, dhyayato vishayan punsaha, sanghas teshu pajayate. Sanghas dhyayato vishayan punsaha, sanghas teshu pajayate, sanghat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho bijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smruti vibramha, smruti branshat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. Krishna says, if you keep thinking about these material problems, if you keep thinking about the things before you, you give them up. If you constantly think unguided, and you are constantly steeped in material thoughts, is from that you'll get attachment. From attachment, you will get lust. From lust, you will end up in anger. From anger, you'll get up in confusion. From confusion, you'll become senseless. Without having any sense, you lose the balance of your mind. And when a person has lost the balance of his mind, there is nothing but destruction. Wrong thinking can lead straight to destruction. Krishna says, empty your mind from any wrongful thinking. If you can empty your mind, then what will happen? The ultimate things they say, that negative emotions can be eradicated in this way. How? One negative thought. If somebody has a watch, I'll need a, can I just get a watch because there is no, so I need to. Sarada Bina. Okay. So he says that the negative emotions, even one negative emotion can destroy the whole world. How? That if you have a negative emotion, get rid of it as fast as possible. Coming back to the fridge, you need to clean it once in 7 days. If you have a dead mouse in your home, you need to get rid of it in maybe 2 hours. If you have stale food, maybe 2 days, okay? Hopefully even not 1 day. But ultimately, you need to remove all these negative things which are lying stale, and we never worry about old hatreds which are still stored in our mind. 10-year-old hatred is still there. 15-year-old fight is still there. If you do not allow a dead mouse to remain in your home, why do you allow a 10-year-old hatred to remain in your home? Get rid of it. Once you empty your mind of all these negative emotions, you'll become a much freer person. Please listen to
जीवन जीने के लिए कितनी बढ़िया बेहतरीन चीज बताई है कि कितनी पुराने ऐसे थॉट्स हैं जो हमें हर्ट करते रहते हैं बार बार। ऐसा होता है कि कई बार किसी से लड़ाई हुई या कुछ ऐसा हुआ जो आपको अच्छा नहीं लगा, और आप जब भी उस व्यक्ति को देखते हैं तो केवल उसी बारे में सोचते हैं कि यार देखो ऐसा कैसे कर दिया मेरे साथ, ये हुआ ये हुआ। तो इनको सबको हटा देना चाहिए दिमाग से। जैसे कोई खराब या बासी चीज है, स्वामी जी बता रहे हैं भाई, कब तक आप, मरा हुआ चूहा है आप घर में कब तक रखेंगे, है ना? तो आपको हटाना चाहिए। बदबू दे रहा है, वो स्टिंग कर रहा है, या बहुत आपको सफोकेशन हो रही है, ऐसी चीजों में होती है। जब आपके दिमाग में नेगेटिव थॉट्स आते हैं और लगातार आते हैं तो आपको सफोकेशन होती है, लाइफ बेकार हो जाती है। तो जितना जल्दी हो सके नेगेटिव थॉट्स जो है ना उनको छोड़ दीजिए और ज़्यादा बेहतर रहेगा। और ख़ासतौर से जिस एज में आप लोग हैं ना, स्टूडेंट लाइफ की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, स्टूडेंट लाइफ में तो ये सब चीज़ें से बचना चाहिए, बहुत दूर रहना चाहिए। क्योंकि अभी तो आप लर्न कर रहे हो ना, चीज़ों को सीख रहे हो, और आप अभी से, अगर आपकी लाइफ अभी बहुत है, कोई चीज़ आपको आज हो सकता है लगती हो कि ये नहीं सही था, पर एक समय आएगा जब आपको लगेगा नहीं यार वो ठीक था, वो जब हुआ था वो होना चाहिए था शायद। तो बहुत लंबे समय तक किसी चीज़ को दिमाग में मत रखिएगा। हाँ, अगर कुछ ऐसा होता है जो जेन्युइनली आपको लगता है कि नहीं ये ठीक नहीं था, तो आप उसे थोड़ा किनारा कर सकते हैं, किनारा कर लीजिए। जरूरी नहीं कि वो गलती बार बार दोहराओ, पर हाँ, दिमाग में मत रखो उसको लगातार, कि दिमाग में रखे हुए हैं और सामने वाले को पता भी नहीं है कि आप उसको देख करके ये प्रॉब्लम फेस करते हैं या आपको दिक्कत होती है, पर आप अपने आप को जलाए जा रहे हो। एक
me that the hatred destroys the hater more than the hated.
सेम
If you
थिंग।
have hatred for somebody and you tell me, Swami, for the last 10 years I've been hating him, he doesn't even know. Who are you hurting, him or yourself?
True.
There are people, when we talk to them and said, I'll never forgive this guy. I said, even after 10 years, he said, but he doesn't even know that you haven't forgiven him. It's you that keep reminding him. Ultimately, the guy who does not forgive suffers. You'll argue with me again, but he hasn't forgiven me. Why should I forgive him? You should forgive him for your own health. He should forgive you for his health. Don't think that by forgiving somebody, you are doing him a favor, you are doing yourself a favor.
Indian wisdom kamal hai.
Getting rid of hatred is more important. Even things like jealousy. You know, Pramukh Swami gives a beautiful example of the Shiv Bhakta. He goes and meditates upon Shiva. Shiva becomes pleased, and Shiva says that you have meditated for 1 year. Okay, I'm pleased. You ask what you want. He said, anything I ask? He said, I'll give you 3 boons, wishes. You ask, and then I can give. Suddenly this man said, anything I ask? Yes, anything you ask is because of your penance. But remember, whatever you ask, your neighbor will get double. The problems began. He went home, and before he could say, the wife was very restless. He said, no, I've asked Shiva that we should have 2 homes. We should have 1 home. And he said, you fool, look at the neighbor. He's got 2. He said, no, wait a minute. He tells Shiva, just look, I did the penance, not my wife. She might be my better half, but still, I am the guy who struggled. Let me ask. Shiva goes, okay, you think and ask. Then he thought a lot. One negative emotion like jealousy. He said, God, if you are so pleased on me, let me lose one of my eyes. What happened to the neighbor? He said, God, if you are so pleased on me, let me lose one of my arms.
Poor armless.
God, if you're really pleased on me, let me lose one of my foot. Legless. Ultimately, even after doing penance, which was a good thing.
तो इस पार्ट में हम लोग इतना ही रखते हैं, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि आपको अच्छा लग रहा होगा ये सेशन जो है ना, मेंटल हेल्थ का, एटीट्यूड का। और कमेंट सेक्शन में अपनी राय देना इसके बारे में कि आपको क्या आपकी जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, या बहुत सारे जो डेटा दिमाग में चलता रहता है, या बहुत सारे विचार आते रहते हैं, क्या उनसे रिलेट करता हुआ कोई आंसर आपको मिला, या आपको हेल्प किया किसी भी तरीके से, आपने इस लेक्चर को अवेल कर पाया हो। तो कमेंट सेक्शन में अपनी राय जरूर देना, और नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में मिलते हैं। और अभी इसको एक पार्ट और करना होगा, तब जाकर ये पूरा होगा। बहुत ही अच्छा है, बहुत ही पॉजिटिव है, और आपको ये लेक्चर जेन्युइनली अच्छा लगेगा, और नीड भी है हम लोगों की इसको देखने की। तो मिलते हैं फिर बहुत जल्द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में। होप फॉर द बेस्ट।